Yeah.
Okay, we are live on Facebook. Let me turn the recording on.
This meeting is being recorded.
Yay!
Oh, wonderful. Yay, yay, yay.
Okay.
So, welcome to the Spiritual Neighborhood, everybody. And if you would, please, for those of you watching, if you would share this on your page so we can reach as many people as possible, that would be awesome. So, today, we have Michelle Barr. But before I introduce her, let me say welcome to the Lunch Bunch at the Spiritual Neighborhood. The Spiritual Neighborhood is a grassroots community project of the Council of Families for Children dedicated to the quality of life for the body, mind, and spirit for the integration of a happy, healthy human. And today we have Michelle Barr. And yay! So Michelle Barr is a psychic medium, a spiritual business coach, speaker, author, and spiritual teacher and advisor. She started her business in Dallas 12 years ago, and I think that's about when we met, really close to that time, Michelle. And has just moved back to Dallas and have a physical headquarters for her Texas Institute of Mediumship. She holds a master's degree in counseling, and she is ordained and she as an interfaith minister and hospital chaplain and a doctorate in transformational spiritual coaching. Michelle has an online global business and travels both nationally, internationally, in speaking, teaching, and serving. You can connect with Michelle at michellebarr.com or on Facebook, where she shows up every day to inspire, motivate, educate, and inform. So welcome, Michelle. We're so glad to have you. And you've got a lot going on. You have several. When I first met you, you had Hope House, which was an amazing thing. Since then, you've delved into numerous other things. And so, one of the things we were speaking of earlier was how, with so many different businesses and ventures, do you brand yourself in helping to coach people who have businesses out there that need that support and help. So you want to explain?
Really love that focus. I'm so excited to be here with you all because I have known all of you in this journey. And I met Gail 12 years ago sitting in a circle, and I had just started my healing center. And what I bumped up against a lot was I didn't know how to market, I didn't know how to sell, I didn't understand branding. And I was called, where a lot of times we have this calling and we step out in our calling, but I created a lot of financial disaster, and my first healing center business ended up being a very expensive hobby that I talk about now a decade later because I learned so much. And my clients are all psychics, mediums, intuitives, healers. And what they do is they have all these gifts. They have all these things they can do, and they're just driven by this calling to get out in the world to help and heal. And we're seeing that with everything going on in the world, even more than ever right now. And then they step out and they don't know how to make it work, and they struggle. And then they end up going back, having to do other things just to keep themselves going. And then people don't get the benefit of their gifts. And what I learned along the way, I ended up in the coaching world, and I had a lot of coaches and business coaches and mentors and teachers, is that we're really spiritual teachers and spiritual leaders in the making. So we have these modalities and processes, and we have things that we can do, but people are really buying access to us and our energy. And so when we can step out and we can brand ourselves, and over the last decade, that's what I really learned to do, was brand Michelle Barr, because I'm always growing and evolving, like Gail said. Like Gail said, when she's seen me doing all these different things over the past years. And so as you grow and evolve, your community stays with you, and they grow and evolve with you. And that way you bring all your gifts to the table. So I'm not selling a modality or healing or coaching. And I have a message as a spiritual teacher and spiritual leader inside of me. And I get out there with my message. And this is what is really the difference for these healers that are being called and they want to step out of there. Anybody in the intuitive and healing arts, it's branding yourself and leading with yourself. Basically, over the past 12 years, I have lived my spiritual journey, and then I've shared that journey, and I've turned around to people who are on the same path wanting to move forward, and I've made my entire business sharing that journey, and I share everything I learn. I've written books, I speak on stages about it, and I help my clients do what I've done along the way. It's this whole idea of branding. Who are you? What is your unique message? Who are you here to serve? Because another piece is, as healers, we can help anybody with anything. And so we get caught up in we want to help everybody with everything. But it's really, who are you? And who do you say that you serve? And what do you say that you do? What specific ways do you help people that they're already looking for? And when you can find those problems that you solve, and you lead with yourself and you build that personality branded business, it makes all the difference. And then you can speak on stage, and you can write a book, and you can have a podcast and a radio show and workshops and programs. But all of that starts with you. I always talk about it as you're the hub. So you have to brand yourself by name, and then all the spokes are all the different ways that you can get out there in the world.
So what I heard you say, Michelle, is so important. Let me repeat it back and make sure that I understood it correctly, because I do think this is really vital to any small business, but specifically the metaphysical and holistic healer communities, because sometimes when things are gifts or they come easy to us, we feel guilty about charging for them. But business is business. And to be able to effectively brand ourselves, what I heard you say is that you have to answer the 5 basic journalistic questions: who, what, where, when, and how. And once you define all those things, then now you know how to present yourself anywhere. And you can do it in any medium, on any format, and it's consistent. And that is what makes us look professional. Did I understand that correctly?
Exactly that you may have modalities and processes, and people even get caught up in what to call themselves, when really you have a unique message that's yours to share in only the way you can. And it's answering those questions. I want to be able to know very clearly who you are, who you serve, how you help people, so that I could then refer you. And then your people self-identify, and they come running towards you with their hand raised. And that is what shifted my entire business. And you hit on another really important point, is as healers, we feel these are gifts. And it's very controversial even today out in the world, in the marketplace, of why do we charge for our gifts. But I always say I would rather pay someone for healing, for intuitive, for psychic, mediumship, any of that is doing that, and not having to try to do that for free while they go work jobs, not doing what they're made to do, and they don't have the self-care, and they're really struggling. And we see so many healers over time that can really struggle. And you're right, you come to a fork in the road, which I had to decide, is this a charity? Then I need to be a 501c3 nonprofit. Is it a business? Or am I going to do something else to fund the work? When really you've got to receive energetic exchange for your work. And if you decide it's a business, you want to be fully in your business and not have to do other things to make money.
Well, and if you can focus just on the business itself, how many more people can you now serve? That's the whole point. And I think a lot of people miss that. It is, like you said, the hub of the wheel, and the wheel goes round and round, and every time it goes around, it hits 100 people. And instead of having to stop and regenerate every 10 people so that you can finance yourself. So, and it's not just in the metaphysical community. I come at this from a Christian perspective. And oh my gosh, if you're doing healing in the Christian community, how dare you want money? You're it's like the old time charlatans in the tent revivals. You're just raking the people over the coals type thing. So there's a lot of resistance on both sides of the fence. People don't want to pay and people don't want to charge,
There really are, and I always talk about, you bring up in the Christian perspective, back in earlier times, the church housed the minister and his family, paid all their bills, they had a car, they took care of them. In Tibet, with the monks, in all these areas, in the villages, the medicine people were fully taken care of. And because we've decided as society not to do that collectively now, we each have to pay for our part. But people decided to take that one piece that we shouldn't have to pay, but we're just doing it differently now.
Yeah, I like what you brought about the Native American component, because they're healing people. They fed them. The warriors brought them food. They made them, clothes. They made their housing for them. They weren't expected to do anything but heal. That was it.
Exactly. And that's the part that's being missed. And in many cultures, the healer got the best of the best. Everyone brought the best of what they had. And so now we've got half of that, and we're not collectively taking care of them. Even in the churches, you will not find the parsonages and those kind of packages like they used to have. And the monks would bring their blessing bowl into the city, and they'd be filled every day. So now individually, we have to pay for our healing. But the best healers and intuitives are those who are going to take care of themselves and only do their work. People also don't understand the development it takes, the time it takes, the energy it takes to do this kind of work when they're asking for it to be done free. You all know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing that I would like for you to elaborate on is that, in the communities with the healers, a lot of times they give themselves label, like I'm a psychic medium, or I am, whatever. And they expect people to know what that means and what that entails and what comes with that. And I find that very frustrating, because coming from my background of investigations, I know I can sit 3 people down and they all can give me the same label, and then I ask them what it means, and it means something totally different for each one.
It does. And now you're really hitting on that branding, because once I was in that world, now I know hundreds of psychics, mediums, and healers, and I need to know how I could refer your ideal client to you. And people get caught in those labels, and that's when people are having businesses that stay small and they struggle. You brought up a really good point, that healer cycle, because I was once in it. I get out there, I have enough money gathered up, I run out there, I do my work, and now I'm depleted again because it's all coming out of my pocket. I ran my first healing center out of my pocket by not making good business decisions. Then I fall apart, and then I've got to get back up again instead of building a business that fully funds everything I do. And now I'm able to do a lot of things for free, but I also have money supporting my business. And so you don't want just 10 psychic mediums, for example, lined up. How do I know? I help my clients determine if you're all in a line and one of you comes to me and says, I need to go see a psychic medium, I want to be able to know how to match you to the person that's for you. And that's all in the personal branding. They're all different. I like how you talk about it as an investigator. Everybody has a different way of deciding about it. And so there are a few people that will say, I need to find a psychic or a medium or a healer. But once you open your business to say, these are the problems I solve and these are the people I help, that's when you get that big full-time business, because you're speaking of problems people know they have and you're the solution.
Yeah, we've had, I guess, maybe Elizabeth, maybe 20, 30 people on the show at least already. We just started this when the quarantine started.
At least.
And
At least.
I don't know a lot of the people that have been on our show personally. So I've been sitting here listening, learning, and I'm just fascinated that they do things that it never occurred to me. And I'm learning. I'm like, well, I would go to them,
Yes.
I would, it never occurred to me that this would be a person I could call, and I didn't know they did that. And I didn't know they did that.
That's the powerful difference. If they would learn to lead with that, what is that thing? Because you already know you would want that. And when you find the solution right in front of you, then I know to go.
Well, and like we've had people in there, and again, it's like I do this, but then they have all these other modalities. And I'm like, oh my God, well, I like that. I didn't know you did that, you know. So
Right.
they need to be a lot more specific in their descriptions. And of course, the thing that frustrates me from a business perspective, because I've been in business since I was 19, so that's always where I'm at, is how many people have such a huge range in social media and they don't maximize it. What is your idea about social media?
I have built my entire business. I get almost all my clients off Facebook. It is such a powerful marketing tool. And I'm talking about organically, not paying for ads, because Facebook has gone out and done the research and trained all the people. I'm a psychologist, a former psychologist, so I understand the psychology of it. And it is such a hidden power tool that I tell people to use it. You can do market research for free. You out there. Facebook goes out and targets your people and brings them to you. And you get to really get out there and brand yourself, and everyone's using social media. So I always tell people you want to have the full spectrum, your social media, an email list, and a website. So I always have what I call the whole well-oiled machine working for me. But we also go with trends, and Facebook has been a steady trend. In 2012, I learned how to use Facebook, and I got my business full and have built a strong business ever since. And I still get almost all my clients from Facebook. So I was I wanted to shout yes when you're saying so many people, it's right there for them and they're not maximizing it. And here again, now we're in this quarantine, even more people are learning how to use Zoom. More people are on social media. More people are coming online. And I'm telling my clients, this is the time to be in front of people. But you're not in front of people saying, I sell coaching, I sell healing, I sell a psychic session. You're telling people who have real problems right now how you can solve those problems so they will come right to you, because people need. And when we come out the other end of this, we don't even know when that's going to be and what it's going to look like. We've now lost lots of people off the planet. There's tons of grief, there's trauma, there's reactivated trauma, and all kinds of economic issues. And people who've lived through the virus are going to have ongoing, possibly for months and years, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual issues as a result of the virus. It's really far reaching. So that's why I'm seeing even more in the past month, healers being activated to go to the front lines. And then they go, I don't know how, but my business has been busier in the past 2 months than it's been in months.
So that's helped people figure some of this out, Michelle, because there's a real fine line on social media on promoting yourself and just being annoying. Okay? So, and it's like you said, you don't want to just get out there and say, hey, I have this service, call me. Hey, I can do this, call me. So how do you kind of sit on that fence, make people aware of who you are without looking like you're cramming yourself down their throat? How does that work?
Yes, because people hear, wow, people are making money on Facebook, for instance, on social media. And if they don't know better, they go on there and they start using it like a classified ad. And it's not. It's engagement and relationship marketing. Otherwise, buy ads. That's a whole different thing. But organically, it's about showing up and providing valuable free content, gathering your community around you, and then selling to them while you're serving them. So there's always a rule of thumb we learned years ago, and it still holds true. It's like a 9-to-1 rule. You're providing 90% valuable content and 10% call to action. So some people get on there and just are all over the place doing things and wondering why they're not getting business, because they're not making a call to action and they're not actually making offers and selling. And then other people selling so much, but they're not providing value first. My posts are very much conversational, engaging, inspiring, and then people come to me and hire me, but there's a lot of subtle selling. And then other people stay in my community and get things from me that aren't buying from me. And so that 90%, 10%, everything you do on social media should always be 90% value and 10% call to action, and you need both. So in the same way, depending on how much you're using social media, 9 posts that give some value for every 1 post that's buy my stuff. And it's also about using your personal profile. Some people don't want to use it, and I understand that for various reasons, but then you're not going to be doing business on Facebook, because there's a different psychology in people wanting to be my friend or me just saying like and buy my stuff.
Exactly.
And people, most of my clients come through my personal profile, and then I also have private free group. But you've got to, if you're going to use Facebook and social media, you have to show up as all of who you are and share your life and engage and interact and give.
Well, you have given a huge gift in the time that we've been here, just with such valuable information. I hope people really appreciate how much you have taught them, because I have studied marketing for years. I have taught marketing for years, and you're so spot on with this. I hope 2 things. I want to put 2 things in front of you. One, that you'll come back when we have our physical meetups and maybe do some more talking, but don't give away the whole train, just maybe the caboose. And the other is that you do have so many people that you help. If you think that they will benefit with some social media, invite them to contact us and come be on the show. We would love to have people on the show. We're always looking. We're booked through June. I'll just tell you, we've gotten popular really quickly.
That's right.
So, but invite them to contact us, and we want to have them on the show. We want to hear about them. We want to promote them. This is a community project under our nonprofit, the Council of Families. We are doing this as a free service because we want people to be healthier, and we see a huge need to promote these holistic healers. And if you make someone laugh, you're a healer. If you lay on hands in any form, you're a healer. If you do art, sing, you're a healer. Anything that makes people happier or healthier, you're a healer. We want them on the show, so encourage them if you know of anyone that would benefit. So
I love this. Thank you for this opportunity, and I also can't wait to get in touch with community personally, live and in person.
we're looking.
Right.
Elizabeth, what's going on?
I've got a question for you. This is from Matthew Pierce, and his question to you, Michelle, is, do you have a specific niche for coaching?
Do I have a specific niche for coaching? I am a business coach, and I coach intuitive entrepreneurs, and I help them build their online presence and platform. So I am a spiritual business coach. And so then if he's asking, when you want to be a coach, yes, you want to find a niche. Who do you say you serve? Mm-hmm. What do you say you do? And who do you say you are? And so my niche has really been intuitive entrepreneurs, all the helpers and healers to help them build their business.
Good. See how clear and concise that is? See, this is what people don't understand. You cannot ramble on for 10 minutes. People lose interest. We call them elevator speeches, and they got to be 30 seconds or less to keep that attention span intact. That was so well done. I just love that. That was awesome. So
thank you all.
I want to share, Michelle, with everybody that, when you had Hope House, that was the first time that I had come out in public and done my work. You remember?
Yes.
And I loved it, and it inspired me to go out and start my own fair in Waxahachie. Remember that?
Yes.
So I want to thank you for that opportunity, because it was getting me out of my out of that fear factor, out of my shell, and I was a little bit shy,
It was fun to watch. It was great, and here you are still going strong.
Yeah. So that was very scared from. I was really scared to do that, but doing it really made me really step up and to my power and create even more for myself. And I still struggle, just like you were talking earlier, where, you know, I've started a business and then, you know, had to close a business. But what I'm hearing you say today really encourages me and gives me more encouragement to see that there's a possibility I'll have that again and more powerful. So thank you for that.
It's a journey, and you're growing and evolving. I had to shut the doors to Hope House 18 months after I opened it, and then I turned around and kept going. It's our growth and evolution journey. I always say it's the most intensive personal and spiritual growth and development program you could ever enroll in. So
Yeah.
it is. So
But
it's
sometimes that journey's like you're barefoot on a hot tar road in 100-degree weather.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with that. Absolutely.
So,
But we're all still here.
Yeah.
We've got great things to do. So I love what
That's
y'all
right.
are doing.
well, tell everybody again where they can contact you, how they can find you.
You can, if you want to know more about this work I do on Amazon or on my website, you can find my book that came out last year, From Calling to Cash. Turn your life's calling into a profitable business you love, and that's my whole journey. And then you can find me at michellebarr.com or fromcallingtocash.com, and really connect with me on Facebook, Michelle B. Barr, because I'm there every day for free teaching and training and talking about all these things.
Yeah, free's a good word. Free's a good word.
Once this quarantine's over, I look forward to coming seeing you in your brand new house.
Yes, I can't wait to see you all in person.
Absolutely.
Thanks. We'll have to have you back sometime to talk more about branding and stuff because, I mean, seriously, this is something that most people never get right and struggle with all their lives. So anything you can do to help people with that, I know they'll appreciate it. So
I want all the helpers and healers out in the world using their gifts.
well, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Michelle. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.
The recording has stopped.
Gosh, I'm getting better at this.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
always afraid I'm going to cut us off.
Did you guys hear my little chihuahua bark? I mean, she just never bark like that unless she sees a squirrel, but she kept sitting here barking at one of the other dogs, and I keep muting myself because I didn't want to hear. But did you guys hear my dog?
No, I did, but I thought it was my Morkie out in the backyard, and I just ignored it. So.
Sorry about that, y'all. I didn't want to interrupt Michelle, so I muted myself a couple of times. But I got to remember to unmute when I want to talk because I'll be sitting here saying something and nobody answers me, and then I realize, oh, you're still muted.
You know, don't you find it so sad, though, that so many people are hesitant or reluctant to do this full time, whatever it is that they have a gift to, because they think that it's wrong for them to charge, when if they flip the coin over, the more that, you know, they're able to charge, the more people they're able to help, because it frees up more of their time, you know?
Well, you know, society does, you know, not everybody, but, you know, when I first started doing Reiki, a lot of people frowned upon it. It was said to me one time, well, that's a gift from God. And I said, well, how do you look at that any different than a doctor? I'm not a doctor, couldn't be a doctor, but that's a gift from God. He's been given the gift and the ability to help people with surgeries and, you know, illnesses and help heal people. That is a gift from God. That is no different than what you and I and Elizabeth do. So it took a while for me to start to honor myself and respect myself to say, wait a minute, I'm worth this. You know, I'm taking up my time, and it does take energy to, you know, help others. And, you know, do I want to still hold on to a full-time part job when I come home? How am I going to help somebody if I'm exhausted and tired all the time?
You know what I tell people? Children are a gift from God, but we still have to pay to have them delivered. You know?
Right.
So,
That's true.
it is.
There is maintenance.
Yeah, you know? So,
Everybody has their own special gifts from God. And just because they think that something like healing, I mean, that's no different than somebody in the church laying hands on somebody. You know, we all have that ability, if we just use our heart center, to help other people. Now, if you're gonna do this full
Right.
time, you know, that is your profession, that is your job. And we need to be able to focus our energy and our time on learning more, because there's always something new to learn in this field, and dedicate ourselves to it, so we can better serve our community in this field. Elizabeth, what do you think?
Well, I learned a long time ago that if you charge people, they'll listen. They'll pay attention.
You're more important when you charge money. Isn't that funny?
It is.
You know, you have more validity.
That's ridiculous, but it's true.
Yeah.
If it's free, you know, advice is free. And that's the way it looks as advice. But if you intend to be serious, then you charge money, and you do it with the intent that it is also an exchange of energy. It is an exchange of energy.
Yeah, if they don't believe
But
that,
I
they should come
totally
do it.
understand.
I was like the other night when we
Yeah,
had
I mean-
our open house the other night, I was exhausted afterward. You know, there was 3 of us working. It was only 2 hours, but I was exhausted. You know, that was a lot of energy going
Well, and a
on.
lot of information came through.
Yeah.
There's a lot of info coming through. And I haven't done a gallery like that in a long time. So those muscles, you know, I haven't used those in a while. Obviously.
You look very elegant when
Yeah.
you wear your scarves like that.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you.
And I like your hair that length. Don't cut it.
Well,
Well, I just got to do something with it, but I don't think I'll cut it. I think I'll let it grow long.
I like it. So, I talked to Martha, and she's going to make sure that we still have clearance to do the house next Wednesday, and she's going to do the walkthrough and all that.
So excited.
Yeah, I'm real torn. I'm really tempted to go with her. I really am. Just, you know, put my shield on and my mask and put a big condom on my body and, you know, just kind of go.
why don't we put all the protection on and go?
You know, I'm really, but I actually think it will be a better show to let her go by herself. So,
I think you should let her go by herself,
Yeah.
and then we throw in what we pick up,
Yeah.
or what we write down, or
Yeah.
those kinds of things, and go, wow, I wrote that down, or blah,
but I want to go see it so bad. I have to be honest. I want to go feel it. I want to go touch it. I want to go,
Well, hopefully soon,
you know,
she'll go back.
so.
Well, I just feel that's important for your mom.
Well, you're right.
Just,
You're right.
you know.
You know. So, what else is going on here? It's Friday. We got the weekend coming up.
Yes.
What are you gonna do for fun this weekend?
I'm getting a reading done on Saturday.
We're doing the.
Oh, that's right. I was like, what reading? I don't think of it as a reading. I think that is as a consultation.
Well, each word has their own meaning, and mine's a reading. I see it as a read.
So,
I'm excited about the whole thing. I had a reading last night with a pendulum. It was just incredible.
How does that work? Explain
And-
that. Tell people how that works.
Well, you have a device like let's say a crystal that has a point. It's connected to a chain, string, whatever, and then you hold that over a piece of paper that has questions or yes, no, maybe, or you know, whatever that you choose to put down. And she has like a huge book that she literally goes through, and she's asking questions while she's talking to you, and she's getting her answers really quickly.
So there's like a chart though that you hold it over for the question, for the answers and stuff.
She gets like, absolutely.
Okay.
And let me tell you again, she said well, let me see if you need something from like a holistic individual. I said, sure. She said, acupuncture. No, yeah, it's saying, yeah, you need to go acupuncture. Who did we talk to yesterday? Who was on the show?
Audra.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And we told you to go see her. We already told you that.
I know.
You should
but
get a
now it's
refund.
confirmed. No. That's confirmation.
So,
That is confirmation.
very cool.
Because she had no clue. It's like, yes.
So when you
Awesome.
get your session with her, and I get my session with Vicki, the craniosacral therapy, we'll have to talk about that on the show and share what we experienced and give them a plan.
I want to go to Andrea's and do the pod and do that live. I'm going to call her in 2
Yeah.
weeks. If the numbers continue going down in Dallas, I'm going to call Andrea. I hope she's watching. And see if I can't schedule a session with her and have her do live when we do it, even if it's not during our normal time. I think that would be cool. I want to do the pod.
Fire.
What the hell is that? What is that? What is that? Oh my God. What is it?
That's my new, it's my candelabra lights.
Why are they like that?
They look like, because they're a little higher.
Why aren't they hanging up?
This doesn't really pick up.
Like that.
Well, I don't have anything to hang them up from yet.
Oh,
This,
all right. I get it. I was dumb for a minute. I got it.
this is a test. I wanted to see what it looked like, and it doesn't work well in this light, so I'm not going to use that. Never mind. Okay.
One day I'm going to show y'all how I use my dowsing rods and show you how they work. I keep saying I'm
Well,
going to.
yeah, I think you should.
I keep saying that and
Well,
I never do
Lana's
it.
going to be on the show
Who?
pretty soon. Well, she's going to be on the show on the 22nd. Lana, the one who did the reading for me last night,
Cool.
she's going to be on our show.
Because the dowsing rods
So
work
we'll-
similar to the pendulum. You do yes, no, maybes. Mine have 4
Yeah.
stages. Yes, no, maybe, crazy. I have a crazy status on my dowsing. It's seriously, and they just go woo 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 like.
Wow. Well, okay, now Martha's Wednesday, right?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Martha's going to be on Wednesday. Okay.
Yes. And I told her we're
I'm
gonna.
so excited.
Also we're gonna
I'm
do
so
a full.
excited.
We're gonna do a full hour. We're doing a full hour with Martha. I figured
Okay.
we need to do a full hour. So if she doesn't want that much time and doesn't need it, that's fine. But I told her she can have up to a full hour. So, because there's a lot
Okay.
going on there.
That's fine. I'm so excited. I am so excited about this. Oh my God. This is a first
I know.
for us. For us, anyway. Wow. What a great way to do a house investigation with 3 psychics here and 1 actually on location.
Yeah. Did you hear us, Jack Osborne? Call us.
Katrina, hello. We're available.
We'll get on the crazy train.
Ghost Nation, hello.
Start our own show, investigation show.
Jack gets paid more. I'm on Jack's show.
Now,
I like Jack though. I like Jack and I like Katrina. I like both of them.
I do too. I do
like
too.
that.
I like Sharon.
I do.
I like Ozzy screaming at Sharon. Sharon!
Sharon!
yeah.
I love that.
I feel like they're extended family.
I like Ozzy. I do.
Earth
I
people.
like him.
That's really cool.
They're just everyday people. They really are. Except, well, and they've all grown up a lot too. So
Oh, yeah.
that's
Well,
that has a
actually,
lot to do
you
with
really
it.
recognize the kids. They've just grown up to be really great adults, responsible adults. And when I saw Kelly on Celebrity Ghost Stories with Kim Russo, I just was real impressed with how, she reacted to her abilities and going through that process of why she had the experience she did metaphysically. So that was really, really cool. I really enjoyed that.
Right.
I don't know if you guys have not watched Celebrity Ghost Stories yet, but
I've never even heard of
I've
it.
watched it. I find it fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. People that you would never think would even be open to the idea that there could be something from a metaphysical point of view.
Yeah.
And they're going, this is what's happening in my home. Or
It's
in my
really
family.
fascinating how many things come up on the show that I don't watch. Like, no,
She had Paula Abdul on not too long ago.
Paula Abdul was crazy. She's crazy.
So is he.
Went,
Well, that's why I like her. I didn't say it was a bad thing. Damn, Elizabeth. Damn.
That's right. Yes, that's right. Crazy is a good thing.
It's a prerequisite to be in this house.
go back and watch from the beginning. She hasn't been on the show for years, but she started a new season. So go back and watch her old one.
I'm excited. I will do that. I like that show. I do.
So
there's a lot of famous actors and singers that have been on it.
my problem with shows like that, I'll just be honest, the reason I don't watch reality TV in general is they repeat so many things. They'll get 3 scenes and they repeat it and then they cut and then they repeat it again and come back and build up again. I don't have the patience for that. I just don't. I mean, that's, you know.
They did that, and then I thought, you know what it is? Because there's times I turn my TV on and I'm just tuning in and like, what happened before? So it kind of helps people to get caught up to where they're at to go on and continue. But yeah, I agree with you. I kind of.
So if I do watch something like that, unless there's like I watched all of Martha's show, and then I've watched several of Jack's show just because I wanted to see what all they were doing, and they were doing places that I found interesting because I've been to, like, they did the mansion in Colorado, and I've been there. That was pretty cool, and I've always wanted to go to the tunnels in Portland. But what I do is I always record the show. And then I fast forward to the last 15 minutes and just watch. But you get everything for the show in the 15 minutes. You get it all in the last 15 minutes.
You don't get the opportunity of going, oh, this is what I'm picking up. Oh, it's this.
Oh, I
it's
don't
that.
care. They're not paying me. I don't care.
But the reality is really cool. Yeah, but
It is a great way to go through and go, I didn't see that, or hey, I think I saw that.
Yeah.
And sometimes the audience actually picks up stuff that they don't catch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I'm not getting paid, so I don't care. So.
No, because it completely.
I mean, if they would call me and say, "We'd want your opinion, Deborah," okay, I'd watch the whole show. But they don't. I mean,
Pay her to watch the show when we watch it for free. Yeah.
So, well, I put a value on my time. I learned, like Michelle says, I have a value that I place on my time. You know, and I decide where I use it and where I don't.
That's right. As well you should. That's
Exactly.
right. Absolutely.
Exactly. But you know what I will sit there and watch all day long and waste my time? I will watch zombie shows all day long. I love zombie shows. I am so ready for the zombie apocalypse. I have machetes. I've got all kinds of sharp knives. I've got baseball bats. I'm just teasing. No, I don't do. I have shotguns.
Okay, well, I have a sharp pen. That's about it. I don't have much. And no, wait a minute. Maybe I do have something.
Do you know how hard it would be?
I got a pair of scissors.
Do you know how hard it would be to crush a zombie skull? Those shows are so ridiculous. I mean,
It's gonna have to be a small zombie.
and do you know how exhausted you would be killing 10 and 20 zombies at one time, crushing those skulls? You'd be exhausted. They're just going to eat me alive because I will just be tired. I'll just go, have at it. Here, I'm the appetizer. Go ahead. And especially the running zombies, the ones that can run. I'm like, oh, I'm not running. Here I am. Come get it, baby. 7-course meal.
The worst word you can say to me absolutely is run.
Yeah.
As opposed to run.
Nah. You know, I'm just thinking,
No.
well, here's what I think. Instead of going for the head right off the bat, just chop their legs off. And then you can take your time crushing their skulls in. The legs are
Slow
easy.
down. Get the legs first. Oh my gosh.
So do you see how much time I've spent
Oh.
thinking about this? A lot. A lot.
Too much.
Yes. But I love zombie shows.
Too
I love
much
zombie
time, yeah.
shows and I love werewolf. If somebody would say, we found a real werewolf, come investigate that, I would be there so quick. I love werewolf stories.
Well, up there in Virginia, they have those kinds of animals.
We should go. And Bigfoot. I love Bigfoot.
Bigfoot's big. God, how creative.
His name is Daryl.
That's what I learned in quarantine. His name is Daryl. That was my lesson learned. What is his name? It's Daryl.
Daryl.
Well, you know, when I was growing up, my grandfather, we actually did hear those kinds of howls and stuff. And we, as in our family, I think my grandfather knew more than what he was saying, because I would say, Pops, what is that? And he'd go, oh, that's just some Yahoo.
Yahoo.
And come to find out, that's what they also call Bigfoot, especially in the South. It's a Yahoo.
I didn't know that. I never heard
I
that.
didn't either until I started watching the show, and I'm going, oh my God. Well, I knew it sounded too familiar. I'm going, oh my God, I've heard that sound before. And I got to thinking about it. I thought that's what my grandfather would say. That's just some Yahoo, which in that term is some wild, crazy man. I mean, that is some wild, crazy person. And so, and where they were doing their investigation was not that far from my grandparents' house.
Well, you know, I grew up in Texarkana, and outside of Texarkana is a little place called Fouke, Arkansas, and they made a movie about the Fouke monster, which is a Bigfoot animal. And so I grew up hearing stories about Bigfoot all my life as a kid, but we should go investigate that kind of stuff. That would be fun. I love that. But no one ever investigates werewolves.
Would be interesting.
Nobody goes and looks for werewolves.
Yeah, they do. They do in Virginia. They do in Virginia, West Virginia. So what is it they say when they get surprised? Dad gone. That's what they say.
We say that in Arkansas
Dad
too.
gone.
Dead gone or dead gummit.
Dad gone.
I don't even know what that
Dad
means.
gone.
I don't even know what that means. Or dead gummit. What is
I have
dead
no
gummit?
idea, but
Dead gummit.
I think it would. Dad gummit.
Yeah, we used to say dead gummit. I remember the first time I said darn. I was so grown up. Darn. I felt so grown up the first time I said that, because you go from dead gummit to darn.
Well, when we're not on the air, I'll tell you a story about that when I was younger.
Okay, cool.
What happened with that?
Yeah, Elizabeth and I are going to clean up our language, and she's going to quit saying the F word, and I'm going to try.
Dad gone.
Dead gummit. All right, it's time to go. Are we done?
Okay.
Are we ready to go?
All right.
Yes, y'all have a great weekend.
Okay, everybody.
I will see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, well, to everybody else, have a great weekend, and thank you for sharing your time
Absolutely.
with us at the Spiritual Neighborhood Lunch Bunch. We are a community project of the Council of Families for Children. To contact any of your hosts, Elizabeth, Deborah, or myself, email us at spiritualneighborhood@gmail.com, and don't be shy to ask to be a guest on our show. Until we eat again, it is lunch. Be safe and whole, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Michelle Barr, for
Hey, everybody. Absolutely. Thanks, Michelle.